Welcome to United States Fingerboard Podcast. I'm your host, Levine Cunningham. I'm excited to be chatting with Allan Dryer and Kevin Woods, Duncan Hodgins. These guys are also known on Instagram as Fatty's World, Detroit City Vinci, and DonutFingers.com. Fingerboard. I'm sorry.
You're good.
What's up, everybody?
What up? How's it going?
It is absolutely a pleasure to have you guys here on the podcast. Super stoked, super excited. First time interviewing three people.
Wow, that's an honor, man. Thank you for having us. We appreciate this, man. It's crazy. And we were just mentioning before the show started, this is our first podcast as well. So it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that, you and Kevin, Duncan, and Allan, I mean, you guys we got a little bit of history and stuff like that together. And before we kind of get into that, I got to ask everybody, we'll start off with Allan, how did you guys get into fingerboarding?
Oh my gosh, dude. So goes back probably to when I was in middle school. Back then I would just collect the cool ones and kind of fiddle with them, but I didn't really think about fingerboarding how I do now. I didn't have that approach I do now until I got working at Detroit City Skateboards back in 2019 when I met Kevin. So that's where it all began again, and I started fingerboarding again. Yeah.
What about you, Duncan?
Well, for me, it's kind of started way back when I was a kid too. I skateboarded when I was a kid, so obviously I liked to play with tech decks when I was a kid too. And then, I watched fingerboard videos on YouTube a lot, and I discovered Mike Schneider at a really early age, and shout out to Flat Face Fingerboards. That was pretty much what got me into professional fingerboarding on that side of it, was discovering flat face fingerboards and finding out that there was a real professional side to it. And I dropped off a bit during my teen years, different reasons, but I got back into about 3 years ago, and here I am today.
So you're kind of a COVID thing.
Yeah, actually, COVID and seeing a whole bunch of Instagram reels of people pulling off some crazy fingerboard tricks was what definitely got me back into it. And then I ended up buying a brand new flat face setup.
That's awesome. That's what got me back into COVID. Pretty much got a lot of people back into fingerboarding and stuff. And so, big shout out to Mike Schneider for pretty much just staying consistent and just doing this for the last 20 plus years. Because without him, there's a lot of us that really probably wouldn't be doing this right now. So he's kind of a huge influence on the scene for sure. What's your story, Kevin? What's going on with you?
Man, it's been a long road on this fingerboard journey, bro. I will tell you that. But fingerboarding and skateboarding, they go hand in hand. So I've been skating, going on about 20 years now, and I can't even tell you my first tech deck, bro, but I can just tell you, man, it was sometime before middle school, probably upper elementary time, I stumbled upon techdeck.com, and I was like, whoa, this is where all the tutorials are? I'm like, hold up, you don't just collect these things and put them in your toy bin. I'm like, you can actually do tricks with them. So from techdeck.com, stumbled upon those tutorials, just taking it over to YouTube. And then what Duncan said, I seen Mike Schneider was doing his thing, but not only him, I seen how big it was overseas, over in parts of Europe, parts of Asia. I seen how there was grown-ups, certain guys like Martin Winkler, they were doing their whole park unveilings of their G13 parks, and it was grown-ups popping champagne bottles, and I'm this little kid with the fingerboards, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna keep this as long as I am alive, bro. I don't care if I'm an adult, bro. And people look at me like, oh, you're playing with a toy. I'm like, that, it don't matter, man. If people overseas, man, can do it, dude, I'm gonna do it, bro. Dude, I don't know. It's something for young people, old people, bro. It's just, bro, fingerboarding is life, man.
That's funny that you say that. So Europe, primarily, Black River, Axe Rams, all the guys out in Europe. The energy that these guys have and they bring to the scene is, to me, it's unmatched. And so when I started United States Fingerboarding League, I was like, man, how do I create that energy over here in the States? That for me is the big thing. It's just if you ever come to an event or anything that we try to do, we try to hype it, we try to create that just energy. And so they kind of like started it, and I feel like we got to keep pushing that energy forward. Like they created something that is absolutely magical, and we're just trying to like just bounce off of that energy. Who knows where this will go, but I know that we're gonna have a crap load of energy when we do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Facts.
So everybody here, you guys are all basically out of the Detroit area.
Yep,
Yep.
that's correct, man. Detroit, Metro Detroit.
Detroit area.
Yeah.
Close
All
enough.
three of you guys.
Close enough. Man.
Close enough, yeah.
Westland is where I'm primarily from, but Westland is only about 20 minutes from the city. So always having family who lives in Detroit and working different jobs, man. It's like, dude, I'm in this city damn near every day, bro. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, shout out Detroit, but I gotta really put my hometown on the map. Shout out Westland, you know, we from the land out this way.
I feel that. I feel that for sure. So you guys are all basically skateboarders, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ever
I
since
know
was-
Kevin is. I've been peeping your vids. You're not too shabby, man. Not too shabby. I gotta check you guys out if you guys are posting clips.
Oh yeah.
for
Absolutely.
sure, man.
Like how long you guys been skating for?
Damn. I got into it when I was like a really younger dude. So my family's half Canadian, and so I spent a lot of time in Toronto growing up, Toronto, Ontario, where you're going on tour. Shout out, like for real, bringing the hype to.
Yep.
Excited for
Yeah.
everyone over there. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, over there, my cousins would skate and play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So I got inspired from that game when I was like a really young dude. Was bugging my parents for a board. Finally got a board for Christmas when I was like 10 or so, and then it was a World Industries one too. It was with Wet Willie and Flameboy, like playing like Mortal Kombat or something, fighting each other. It was awesome. And then I skated for about a year or so, and then just like life kind of happened, and you just put it in the garage, you know. And then probably around 2017, me and my homies, we just got inspired, and then we all started skating in the neighborhood. Well, because also my friends. So my friend's mom's boyfriend at the time did car repos and repossessed a van that had a bunch of boards in it, and it had a tent from Levi's skateboarding in it too. I don't know where it came from or anything, but they had the tent, and then he blessed everyone with the boards. And so me and the homies just started skating again, and would street skate in Detroit like all the time through the winter, everything, and been at it since. And then in 2019, I went and applied for a job at Detroit City Skateboards, and that's where I met Kevin, and we've been skating like ever since, man. Going on trips, man, around like the Midwest to like Chicago, Pennsylvania, like around Michigan, dude. Just, you know, it's great times, man, for real. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. That's a story right there.
Dude, I could talk a lot more, man. It goes way deeper than that, you know? Yeah.
So you guys are all with Fatty's pre-roll. So explain to our viewers and people listening to the podcast, like what exactly is Fatty's pre-roll?
So pretty much Fatty's is a cannabis brand with a miniature fingerboarding team, with a miniature skate team, but pretty much everyone involved is passionate about, you know, three things: cannabis, fingerboarding, and skateboarding, you know. So everyone involved does all that stuff, you know, in some capacity or another, you know. So but it started about a year or two ago now, and so I got hired by a company called Full Circle Media, and one of their clients is Fatty's Pre-Roll. So like you know, they do marketing and stuff. And at the time, they had an idea for this new brand. They weren't really sure about the direction they were headed for, like the marketing. There were some ideas bounced around and stuff, but when I was brought on board, you know, around the beginning like of the brand, like I said, they didn't have anything set in stone, so just some ideas bounced around. And I would always have my fingerboard in the office working on other projects. And at the time, you know, they knew of, you know, tech deck and all that, and like but they didn't know how intricate and technical you could get with it. And they were like very fascinated because like I would do my work and then take, you know, my break, and my mind's still on skating, even though I'm in the office and not on my board. I'm still always thinking about skating, you know. So I would just fingerboard on my breaks, you know, and like they were like, "What are you doing, Allan?" And like, so they got intrigued, and then they picked up fingerboards, and like, this is awesome. Like, I remember one day I was out shooting content for a different client, and I came back and they were like, "Yeah, this is it. We're gonna do the fingerboarding thing because it's never been done in the cannabis world you know, and then the fingerboard world, like the crossing the two cultures together, you know, it's just like unheard of. And, you know, we just, you know, got to it, man, and created this thing, this, you know, and we're very thankful and grateful for all of our supporters. Like it went from just like doing sessions every night to like traveling around the state now, doing like different vendor day experiences, making content, throwing events, like collaborating with other fingerboard brands, cannabis brands, like yeah, it's, you know, it's a wild ride, but a good one, man, because you know, I get to do it with my friends and, you know, my peers, you know, all great people involved.
Yep. And it's genius because, you know, some people use cannabis to medicate with, some people use skateboarding to medicate with. And it's like, you know, you might not be a cannabis user, you might just like fatties for the merchandise. You know, we got everything from the beanies to the sweatshirts, you feel us, to the fingerboard. So it's like there's something for you. Whether it is the cannabis stress relief, the fingerboard stress relief, like we got something for you. It's just all about spreading the good vibes.
Definitely. I've been watching you guys for a few months, and I've, of course, you know, I've met you guys originally on tour. And so when I like look online, I look on Instagram and like the hype that you guys have, I guess you guys are saying the Full Circle Media.
Yeah, FCM, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are putting together like really professional, high energy edits. And so for, you know, people out here in Indiana where, you know, cannabis isn't quite legal, there's a few other states where it's not quite legal, but you guys are, you know, obviously in a state where it's definitely a thing. And so like you guys have basically taken cannabis, mixed it with fingerboarding, which in a lot of states that's like just its own vibe. And so like I know when I went on tour and stuff like that, and we went out to California last year, their whole vibe was just it was just it was on a whole nother level. But like when I watch you guys, I mean the hype for you guys, the energy is so real.
Yeah, that's what I like a lot about as us personally, is because like that is our own unique like niche, is like combining, is doing the unheard of and combining the two. So that's like my favorite aesthetic to Patties itself. And that's why I love being part of it, because I never thought I would get this far and like even get a sponsorship at all for fingerboarding, but I always loved doing it. And I have been like, somewhat of a cannabis connoisseur throughout my life after I turned around 19, 20 or so. So I don't know, it's just being able to combine the two is honestly like a dream come true for me personally. Because it's like, I don't know, it's amazing. Every day I get to go out and like I get to do these cool vendor days for fatties, which I get to go out to local dispensaries around the state that carry our fatties products. And I'll bring the little Black River ramps playground park with a couple obstacles and people coming in and out the door. They'll see me fingerboard in and they'll be like, what's this about? And then I'll be like, well, we're fatties pre-rolls. We do this and we do the fingerboard game. So yeah, check it out. And then usually the dispensaries will have like deals on our products as well. And it's just really cool. It gets the word out in a really unique way, and like it gets the word out to fingerboarding itself, like the fingerboarding community and the culture of that too. It gets a lot of word about that to people who don't even know about it, which is also like really amazing.
That's what I've kind of noticed is the big thing is definitely the culture. The culture is so rich with you guys. And so, you know, you guys are hardcore fanatic skateboarders, you guys are hardcore fanatic fingerboarders, you guys got the cannabis thing going on. And so, I mean, you guys are just dripping with just culture, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
We appreciate
your
Yeah.
words, everyone out there, for real.
So Kevin, a few weeks ago, you guys hosted an event. This thing was what, like 2 days, 3 days?
Yeah, it was a 2-day weekend event. You know, I wanted to just make it easier for people who have a busy schedule and things like that. So it's like, can't make it on Friday, maybe stop by Saturday, or vice versa kind of thing. And, you know, it was a real dope turnout of event. Shout out to all my homies who helped me make that happen. You know, everybody from Allan, who did that buttery flyer. Oh my goodness, dude, it was so sick, bro. And he was there helping me run the shop. You know, shout out to Detroit City Skateboards, the one and only. You know, definitely stop by if you are in the area. It's just a 9 mile in Ferndale. But yeah, no, it was super cool. We ended up getting a park made from Subliminal, and then a bunch of other homies put up their little local park setups. There was a Cali ramp up in there, a bunch of just random obstacles, dude. It was a good time. The raffle went crazy, dude. I was not expecting how crazy the raffle was, dude. Like people were just, dude, like themes, man. It was awesome though, bro. Like I love being the homie, just like, yeah, get it out to everybody. Cause there was so much dope stuff. And like, bro, until you're in that like position, bro, like, dude, like giving does feel way better than receiving, bro. Like I'm telling you, like, I don't know.
Trust me, no one knows that probably more than myself. We are all about the raffle tables. We sponsor like 80 something events last year. We're on track to sponsor almost 100 events this year. And so we're all about just giving away things and basically like just exposing people to fingerboarding stuff, products, obstacles. I mean, that's just a great way to just kind of get things out to the community for sure.
Absolutely.
It was beautiful. It was a blessing, man.
It was a great turnout event. It really was.
Couldn't have did it without all the homies there, man. Just like bring out all the hypeness, man. Like seriously, dude. So Duncan was there both days, even though he had a vendor day, man. Bro, he said, "Well, I'm gonna go pull up early to the event, bro. Go work this vendor day, then pull back up." Like, come on now, bro. You don't get mad. Like it's funny. Oh no, I ain't gonna cut you off. I just want to say this real quick. Like, bro, it's funny, man. Like, we'll tell people about the vendor days or like, you know, that we're even hosting events and like to the average person, they're just like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, I know you're not talking about tech decks. I know you're not talking about the miniature skateboard. It's just something that don't even seem like, I don't know. It's just like we're in our own little world over here, but it's like, it's not like it's a little world. Like, no, this world is blowing up, bro. So they better catch on quick, man. They better wake up.
We here. For sure. The hype is real. The hype is real.
Most definitely. I'm actually a little on the jealous side. You guys are pulling like weekend vendors for fingerboarding.
Oh, dude. I've been pulling mad vendor days this month. Like I was doing every weekend. So like literally every weekend, just pulling up to a different dispo, sometimes even the same dispo, and just fingerboarding it out.
That's phenomenal. I love it. I mean, you guys, I think Drew Campos out of Thailand did like a 2-day or a 3-day event about 2-3 days or months ago. I'm sorry. And then, Black River, they do like fast fingers. And I think that's over the weekend as well. So doing like a weekend fingerboarding bender is like honestly unheard of. Like my dream is to get the tour where it's like a Saturday, Sunday, all day kind of a thing. And you guys are just killing it. So you guys are already ahead of the curve. You're doing things I'm not even doing. So that's absolutely impressive.
Yeah, for sure. We got vendor days lined up for the future, like for a foreseeable good amount of time too.
Yeah. That's awesome to hear. So where do people find out about these things from you guys?
So we'll make a post on our social media, usually either a week before or like a day before, even on the day of sometimes. And then we'll post it to our story, like the location we're going to be at, and then the times and everything, the day, all that stuff. And then sometimes the dispensaries that we actually go to make a flyer of their own, and then we repost it. So, on our social media, and then after the vendor days happen, we usually stack content where there, take some videos, and sometimes photos, and then save all that content to like post out later and show the world like, hey, if you missed the vendor day, this is like what happened. We got nasty, we got down to it, we shredded and spread the good word, man. Spread the stuff,
Got nasty.
Yeah.
No, I hear that for sure. So what platform are you guys posting on, and where do people what's the handles for those?
So we are on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, all the same handle, at fatties.world. Fatties World. Yeah.
And so if you guys are on any of the audio versions, it'll be in the description. And also if you're on the YouTube channel, it will also be in the description. I'll have a link and stuff that'll go to those as well. So you guys can stay tuned and keep informed. And so.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's what we're all here for. This is definitely an experience. And you guys are doing great things. You guys are doing phenomenal things. I don't know a reason why anybody wouldn't follow you guys in anything. I follow you guys in the battle.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the words.
For real, man. Yeah, we couldn't do it without you too, man. We got the warehouse ramp park from you, man.
I'm sad to give that up.
drove down to Indiana, man. That was a trip, man, from Detroit. Early morning, man, good cruise down there. I never been to Indiana, so it was amazing to see the shop. While I was there and everything, and all those parks were incredible, dude. And yeah, I remember because we were gonna get like a Black River one, but then it did not fit in the truck. But the warehouse one fit perfectly in the bed of the truck, like
I remember that. Yeah.
love. And so we got it home, man. And put it to good use all the time. We're getting ready to bring it out of the office here for Fatty's Fest 2 coming up
Yeah.
April 22nd. So 2 days after 420, so more people could see if they can make it out. But there'll be a local skate park, Lions Skate Park in Dearborn Heights, Michigan, not too far from the airport, just outside Metro Detroit. And so it'll be a fingerboarding, skateboarding competition. So it'll be fun. We'll have the warehouse park there, Black River parks, Fresh Coast parks, a couple other people. You can bring your own obstacles. There'll just be a lot going on. And then the raffle will go crazy, and the contest too. We're excited for that as well. Yeah.
Those Fresh Coast parks, like, what's it, Justin, right?
Yeah, from Ohio.
Yeah, from Ohio. So I mean, that's a whole nother podcast. But if you guys have not had a chance to sesh on one of these Fresh Coast finger parks, like, they are probably, man, I don't want to compare with Black River, but I mean, it's like a different kind of park, but like he's got parks that literally look like full city blocks. I mean, like they're so detailed, so like, I don't know, they're all made out of concrete. I may have to I have some pictures. I'm going to post it. If you guys are watching the YouTube version of this, like I'm going to post some pictures of these parks, but I may have to get him on a podcast episode as well. But like his parks are phenomenal. And so like I like the fact that you guys have a couple of those. I've had an opportunity to skate a few of those as well. I think he builds like probably 2 or 3 a year. So if you get one, like it's definitely an honor.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure. He unveiled his latest one at Fatty's Fest 1 back in December. He did like this little Christmas shop, and like it had like this water tower on the top, and then it went out to like this huge table, probably like 6 feet long. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, they're full scale. I mean, there's no lack of attention to detail. Like everything on there is on point.
Seriously, that's the coolest part of fingerboarding, if you ask me, is like, I don't know, people trip, they'll be like, wait, how is your fingerboard that expensive? And I'm like, you gotta keep in mind, like this is all the components of a real skateboard, just scaled down to this size. So it's like when we're actually fingerboarding, making videos, people will put the time and work into the obstacles, into the backdrop, into the whole aesthetic, and just to make like the videos or just like the vibe while you're doing it that much better. So yeah, you have artists like Fresh Coast when they're making their, whole little city block things. You got the sidewalks, little cigarette butts, and dude, it's crazy. He's got little moss growing out the side, little mushroom. It's too funny, like how small and scaled down it is. And I think that's what like will get people into it who might not even be into it, but somebody who might like, train models or something else, like all those little city dioramas. It's like, I don't know. Like, bro, I feel like anybody can get into fingerboarding, man. Like, if you like miniature stuff too, so sick, bro.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's crazy too. Like the world of miniatures is growing, and like I didn't realize how big the miniature world was until I kind of got into fingerboarding. And when you start looking for just miniature things for your like DIY spot, whether it's like pallets or cinder blocks or bricks or little trash cans or whatever it is, you start going down the rabbit hole and you're just like, this is wild. I found a washer and dryer the other day.
What?
Yeah, it was just off of this random miniature site. You just type in like miniatures and kind of like just go down the rabbit hole. They're expensive, don't get me wrong, but like I saw this washer and dryer and I was like, man, I kind of want this thing.
I would too, not gonna lie.
And so I saved. I'm gonna wait till payday. So payday, we're getting that washer and dryer.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. So all right, so you guys got Fatty's Fest 2 coming up on what day?
April 22nd. So not too far out, man. Just 2 days after 420, man.
So where is this located? What's the times? What can people expect?
I believe I think it's 4 to 8. I could be mistaken. You'd have to check the page, but so yeah, it's gonna be during the daytime and like early evening. But April 22nd, Lions Skate Park, Dearborn Heights, Michigan, just outside Metro Detroit. I believe tickets already went on sale. And with the ticket, you get like a t-shirt and some extra swag, and we'll have like a food vendor there and stuff. It'd be slinging hot dogs and stuff, and you know, we'll have merch inside and all that too. So yeah, it'll be a
Skate
great
with
time.
the crew.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
You know, bring those fingerboards, bring those skateboards, you know, let's get it for real.
Challenge and beat me to a game of skate. Probably will.
Both in real life and in fingerboarding, huh?
Yep.
It's just for fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so you guys are hosting events, it seems like all the time. So like, you guys remember the very first event?
Oh yeah, with remember Kai Cannabis on the other side of the state.
Oh yeah,
We
dude. That was
in
insane.
the truck with Zach. We
Yeah.
drove out to Black River and we didn't like we weren't as established at the time. We literally showed up to the dispensary with just a Black River ramp, a fold-out table, and just like our a couple stickers and some shirts on the Cosmic Inertia Fatties boards on the table. And like we literally just slung it there, and they had us. It was like an outside event. Sometimes there's other vendors too, which is cool. Other people from the industry. So there was like a few other vendors, and they put us in this little tent, and me and Kevin were out there just sessioning, like just people. You know, people's eyes were just moving, like glancing over, like what is that? You know, catching their attention. And there was this one older gentleman who was just so fascinated and hyped and like fired up. He's like, I've always wanted to try fingerboarding. He had to be like in his 60s or so, and like. He got stoked because me and Kevin let him sesh, and then they let us fingerboard inside the dispensary, and that was never done before, like up until that point in like this area. And like I just remember like the bud tenders like looking at me and Kevin like, what is going on? Like, you know, so yeah, that was cool. That was probably the first vendor day, but Fatties Fest 1 was the first big event that we all helped put on too. So yeah, those are probably my first memories at least, but definitely these guys got some too of their first times as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I absolutely love it. So you guys are basically, so you guys are going to be hosting events basically for the unforeseeable future. So this is going to be a regular thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. Fatties Fest probably like every few months, but the vendor days happen literally almost weekly, if not weekly, just depending on the schedule. Who wants us there and who wants us where, you know, and then like we're always down to like, you know, do other things too. Like we did the skate contest with Jars Cannabis back in like October. That was a fun time.
That
Like,
was here. Let me show you.
Skating.
yeah, he's actually wearing the shirt from there. Yeah, the Fatties Modern Jars. So that was probably our first collaboration like skate event. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, there will be many more.
That was like that event too was like when I was officially like asked to be part of the team too.
Yeah. No, that was awesome.
Yeah. What a great day that was.
Yeah,
So I've been looking at this trophy here in frame. So you audio viewers, you got to switch over to YouTube and check out this little trophy thing. Tell me about this. What's going on with it?
Yeah, we'll have to show them. So this little lady, I guess that's what you'd call her, but this is a Clio award. So we won a Clio award in 2022. We placed bronze in the social media marketing category, competing with brands from across the globe in the cannabis industry. But yeah, we won 3rd place. You know, we're very thankful and grateful for everyone's support. You know, so they did the award ceremony in like Vegas, I believe, but we missed it, unfortunately. But you know, we were there in spirit. You know, we were here at session and getting what needs to be done. But yeah, this is Cleo. So she's with us all the time now, chilling. But yeah, this wouldn't have been possible without the support of everyone out there and the boys right here and the rest of the Fatties crew. You know, behind the scenes and you know in front of the scenes. You know, so yeah. But that's our Clio. Yeah.
So
there's more information about it online actually on their website. So we're listed in there and everything. So if you want to find out more about that award, yeah, it's Clio.
That's pretty cool. That's cool to see. Interesting story to hear as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty darn crazy. It's very surreal. Just doing what we love as like friends and as like a brand, and then end up with, you know, that type of award for just, you know, doing what you love and following, you know, your dreams. Yeah.
For fingerboarding, fatties, and pre-rolls, like, dude, come on, that's just amazing. You can't deny it.
I want to say that I first met Duncan and Kevin at a United States Fingerboarding League summer stop last year, or was it at an individual event before that?
I
I feel
remember,
like
I remember meeting you at Chicken Fingers.
Oh yeah,
yes. I
I was
forgot all about chicken
that
fingers.
was before USAFBL, bro. And I
Yeah.
remember getting on Facebook, bro. That's when Fingerboard Unlimited had started, and like
Mhm.
everybody was posting in that group and stuff, man, on like the Facebook community. Dude, that's another thing about like social media, man. Like the fingerboarding has like the communities, man. Like you can get into the little right, you know what I'm saying, corners, dude, and find your peoples, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. I
That's
remember meeting you back
crazy.
then. How'd you
I was at Chicken Fingers or
Yeah.
Grind Time too. That's the first time.
Yeah, I was at both. That's wild. I thought I met Kevin like before that. I'm like, where have I met? Because I travel, like I'm in the Midwest, and so like one of the cool things for me being here is that like, within like a 3 or 4 hour drive, there's like 6 or 7 different people that host events on a normal basis where I can just pop out and just, attend a quick event and then, come back home. And so Chicken Fingers, which by the way, that's hosted by Allan Dean of Grind Fingerboards. He hosts Chicken Fingers, I think, in the spring, and then Grind Time in the summer, if I'm not like mistaken. Anyways, we'll get you some links to that. So if you guys are out in the Michigan area, like he hosts those 2 events twice a year. Sorry, he hosts each one of those events once a year, making it 2 times a year, I guess. I don't know. The math isn't mathing, but it's mathing. But yeah, we had a Grind Time out at Exodus Shop. And so like first time I met you guys, that was actually me scouting out the area, putting Detroit on the map for 2022. And so like I was talking with Allan Dean with Grind Fingerboards and stuff. He's like, yeah, dude, I host an event. Quite a few people come out. You should definitely come out. And that's when I first got introduced to Fresh Coast Fingerboards with their parks and stuff. And I was like, what? These are awesome and stuff. And so, yeah, that was before we even started the season 2 tour and stuff. And so we were just getting our name and stuff out there, coming back off of like the 2021 tour. So we did like a 4-city national tour in 2021. And then we were just coming off of that.
No, I remember meeting you in 2019.
Before that? Was that?
Yeah.
So that was actually before the first season?
Yeah, dude, it was 2019, bro, at either Grind Time or Chicken Fingers, bro. It was one
It
of
was
the
2020. Yeah, I think you're right. So I wasn't even doing the tour yet. I was just like literally putting all the stuff together.
Yeah, I want to say 2019 was the first year that Allan did
Yeah,
Grind.
that's accurate, I think.
Following year, he did Grind Time and 2 and Chicken Fingers 2. And you pulled up to those too, didn't you?
Yeah, I pulled up to those as well.
Okay, for sure.
Cause like, bro, I really want to give you your flowers, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause I have been watching the journey, bro. Like from the beginning. I remember when I was like just adding you on Facebook. I was like, wait a minute, that's the guy from Chicken Fingers or whatever. I'm like, hold up, he just bought a whole building in Indiana. And I'm like, dude, this whole building is just for fingerboarding and shit. And then like you went and bought all those ramps and stuff, dude, and like did the unboxing, bro, where you had to order the cranes and stuff, dude, just to get them.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is insane, bro. I was
That was
like, so
crazy.
just watching the journey and like watching where you have taken it to, bro. Like, dude, I'm so proud of you, man. And just to be a part of it, like, dude, it's great, man.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that for sure. A lot of people don't even realize, like, when I started United States Fingerboarding League, when I went out to our first event in Chicago 2021 for the summer tour. So this is season 1, first stop. Like, I think we had like 400 followers. So I'm literally doing a whole national tour with like 400 followers. And so, and we were killing it because like, it was COVID, there really wasn't much going on. And like, I mean, like we just grew fast. It was just one of those things like, so anybody who's listening to the podcast who's like, I kind of want to host an event or I want to start this brand or I want to do something, literally just do it. Just do it, stick with it, put your head down and just keep going. And like, it will take you on an amazing journey. Like, a lot of people don't even realize that. And so like I just started this podcast. I'm not even a podcaster. And so like I'm like, you know what? Like it doesn't look hard and it looks fun. I'm hanging out with the homies, we're talking, having a good time. Like let's just do that. Start it. And so like, we're 6 episodes in once this launches. And so like we're just kind of going on a journey. And so when you look at the podcast, we just started Combo of the Year. And so we're just doing stuff. And so like whether or not it works, cool. If it doesn't work, we try something else. And so like, we started a shop that didn't work. So now we're doing some other things. working on the tour. If you would have asked me 3 years ago if we would have had like an international fingerboarding tour, I would have been like, no, dude, there's no way. And so like now look at us, like we're in Canada, like might be doing something in Mexico. You didn't hear that from me, but you know, maybe, maybe.
Oh snap!
I know. So we're just doing all kinds of cool stuff, in my opinion. And so, you know, just do it. That's kind of one of the things that like I try to tell people. It's like, well, I kind of want to do that. I'm like, good, do it. Just do it. He's like, well, I don't have this. Doesn't matter. Just do it.
Just do it.
Like Nike should be paying me for using their slogan like 50,000 times.
For real.
Also, we need like funding for stuff for the tour. So if Nike's like listening, Nike skateboard, like let's do something.
Yo, wouldn't that be crazy?
I know. We can only dream, can't we?
Yes.
All right. So it wasn't the tour. All right. So, anyways, let's talk about the tour. Let's talk about Detroit. I mean, we're talking about fingerboarding. And so, for all the people that came out from Michigan, coming out to Dexter, which is pretty rural, it's like probably 30 minutes outside of Ann Arbor, is where we hosted the Detroit stop last year for 2022. I mean, we got some decorated medalists in the room. I mean, we got
Oh yeah. I meant to
Duncan.
bring my medal. I meant to bring my medal with me actually so that I could show it on the podcast. I left it at home.
I should have had the medals too, bro.
I know. I figured Michael Phelps over there would have been like just dripping in chains.
Yeah,
dude,
dude, this guy.
Bro, for real.
No, this guy, yeah, he's gonna stay humble. This guy won what? He won first place in what, the game of skate?
No,
I've got some notes. I mean, let's start with Duncan. I mean, you got third place game of skate. I mean, for an entire city. I mean, that's beast mode right there for sure.
Well, thank you. You're very kind. Thank you.
I mean, it's kind of hard to sit there though when you're in Kevin Woods' shadows. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you just showed up and just slayed the entire city. You just burnt the whole city to the ground again.
You did.
We're what? First place, best trick street. Second place, game of skate. Third place, best trick vert. Third place, best run street. I mean, this is crazy. Like, I mean, it was almost like, did anybody else show up? But no, he slayed through everybody, just killed it. Super consistent. I mean, you're doing what, the nollie, front flip impossibles and stuff like that.
Yeah. To the 5-0 with the kickflip out, man. You know?
Yeah. And so very few people I see tricks and I go back like, so here's a cool fun story. So like, you know, me and the crew, you know, we've got Yeshua Cruz. He's my judge, the travel judge. We've got Sierra. I can't pronounce her last name, but she knows who she is. So like she was our live streamer and they travel with us like in the vehicle, like in the truck and all that stuff. And so like when we get back from loading out of the event and like we're all going away home and like me and Yeshua would just be sitting in the truck just driving back home and whatnot and just be like, you see that trick that one guy hit? And he's like, yeah. He was doing like this nollie, like front finger impossible. And I believe he had a switch front finger impossible variation of that as well.
Yeah, man. So actually what it is exactly is, here, I'll pull out my other board. So what it is the nollie back finger impossible.
Back finger.
Yeah, and then I'm able to catch it onto the 5-0 and then kickflip out. Or I can pull up, switch, and then hit the little, and I guess it would be the front foot impossible if I hit a switch. It's like a switch front foot impossible type deal. And that one's just like kind of weird. I don't see too many people throw that one often, but I don't know, man. Like, it's just all about having fun. Like I said, staying humble, bro. And like, bro, as long as you're like just doing your thing out there trying to have fun, like that's all that matters, bro. Like, you know, who cares if you win first, second, third, whatever, man. Like, if you do, good stuff, bro. If not, get back out there, man. It's like some people don't even want to compete because they're looking at like the bag of tricks that you have. But I might be looking at the bag of tricks he's got. I'm like, hold up. But me just having fun, still end up with the dub. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, I might not be the best fingerboarder, but like, I just get in my bag and at times it'll work, man. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
That's what's kind of like crazy for me. So I'm actually kind of a fanboy. We went away from that like event and I was like, I can do front finger impossibles and back finger impossibles. never in my life have I ever seen a nollie variation of it or a switch variation of it. And so when I left there, and I was like, bro, I've gotta step up my game. Like I've got to like start doing this. And so I just learned front finger nollie impossibles about 3 months ago. And then about 30 days ago, I finally hit the switch variation of the back finger impossible. It's not clean, it's not consistent. It's probably like 1 out of 15 tries, but like I finally got it. And so like when I like about the tour is like we have a front row seat to literally the best fingerboarding in the nation. And so like we're literally all the best of the best come out. And it's one of those things, it's just like we have a front row seat to the best fingerboarding on the planet, I feel like. I mean, there's some monsters out there. Kevin, literally probably one of the beasts of like Michigan for sure. Like if you talk about best fingerboarder in Michigan, like Kevin Wood's name has to be in the conversation for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Duncan and Allan too, bro. Whole fatty squad. And my dog Hunter and Ian, bro. For real. Shout out my guys.
Yes.
And
Yep.
hold on, wait, real quick. I did pull up to that event with my guys, bro. My guy Brandon and my guy Jay, bro. For real, for real. They're just like fatty affiliates, you know, DCS squad, you know what I'm saying? Local homies. But I ended up pulling up with them, and yeah, they ended up copping a couple medals too. The homie Jay got second place best trick, and the homie Brandon, he got third place best trick. So it was cool, dude, that like our car, we showed up to USAFBL and like everybody in the car left with a medal, bro. Like I got first, one of the homies got second, one of the homies got third. So it was like crazy. Our car was like first, second, third. It was really weird, man.
No, I love that. That's kind of like when we do these events, I love to see the crews and stuff like that pull up. And so like when we do like a Detroit stop, you know, the Fatties crew is going to be pulling up. We go out to Denver, Colorado, like the whole this fingerboard shop, like their whole crew, like they show up. And so when we go to all these stops and you got like the whole crew out there and they're all representing and they're all got the brand, the t-shirts, the swag, like we love that. We live for that.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Hunter FB, the other team member of Fatties who wanted to be on the podcast today, but unfortunately couldn't make it. I promised him that I'd give him a shout out.
He's the really young one, right? Like the 8-year-old, the 9-year-old.
Oh, no, wrong Hunter,
Wrong Hunter. Gotcha. Sorry. I know he's out there and you guys are all kind of
well,
like
shout
friends
out
or
to
whatever.
him. Yeah, shout out to him too, because
Gotcha.
he gave me a whole little gift that dude, it was like a milk crate or like this little bag that had a bunch of stuff. It had like a Black River catalog and this tiny milk crate with these little finger shoes and one of those little braille like tech deck things that was just like a piece of plywood. He said that he had been hanging on to it for me since the last time we saw me, which had to have been like either the last Chicken Fingers or Grind Time. So shout out to him.
Yeah, we met him at Chicken Fingers originally. He's been out to the shop and stuff like that a few times when we had it. Actually, kind of a cool story. He handmade me I want to say like a cardboarded like fingerboard, which I still have. Like if I would have known we're going to talk about him, I would have like pulled it out of the box, whatever. But he handmade it for my birthday as a birthday present. Like this kid's like 8 or 9. I don't know the exact age, but this kid is extremely gifted for fingerboarding. Like this kid is, I think he's sponsored by Cosmic Inertia. Maybe, yeah. So I mean, like, you know, 8, 9-year-old like kid, like sponsored. I mean, this kid is good for his age. Like, I mean, I'm excited to see where he's going to be here in the next 2 or 3 years. But kid's phenomenal. I still have that birthday gift. It still sits like super dear in my heart. And like the first time I met this kid, like you can just tell, like he was just like 100% all in fingerboarding.
Shout out that July birthday. I think we share the same.
Yeah,
birthday.
July 16th.
Oh, I'm July 17th actually.
Oh, that's right. Touche. I'll be driving home from Dallas this year. So the thing with the summer tour is like, you know, either I did my birthday in Detroit last year on my birthday. I remember that. Yeah.
Same. It was technically my little birthday present to myself.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it was really cool. So like I'm literally hanging out with all the Michigan homies and Allan, Dean, and Grindhouse Fingerboards, and like all the boys are out there. And so it was a really fun birthday for sure.
Oh, yes. One of the greatest days ever, for sure.
Most definitely.
It's a lot of fun.
You guys gonna be coming out to the Chicago event or the Ohio event? I want to believe that's probably the two closest out to you guys.
We have yet to discuss on which event we agreed on, but we did agree that whatever event we do go to, we're all going to be like carpooling together.
Yeah, well, we got Chicago, which is, let me get behind me, May 28th. And so we are, what, 60, by the time this podcast episode, like 45 days out. So if you guys have not picked up tickets to the Chicago event, you guys need to do so like ASAP. Tickets are limited. Space is limited. If we still have vendor booths by the time this podcast episode comes out, you need to get it ASAP. Those will be sold out soon. So get it at USAFBL.com. You can get on the website, you can get on your phone, get on a mobile device, laptop, desktop, doesn't matter. We can make it happen. So definitely follow us on all platforms, and we're off to the summer for sure.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Either Ohio or Chicago, man. One of the two. We coming for y'all. We coming for
I
y'all.
know. You guys are only like 2-3 hours, I think, from Chicago, probably 2-3 hours from like Cleveland, Ohio. So
About
not too bad of a drive.
could be worse.
They both the homies, man. I mean, us Michigan homies, bro. We always catch ourselves in Chicago or in Ohio, man. So it's like, dang, bro. Now to pick and choose, it's like, of course, we want to go to both, bro, but just with schedules and things, I don't know if that'll be possible.
Right.
Bro,
No, I hear you. We try to, like, especially all the cities that are really close together, we try to space them out. So if you guys wanted to go to one or both, you guys have enough time in between the events to be like, all right, let me save up a couple $100 and like let me go to the next event as well. So we try to space it so like you guys actually have that chance to do so.
For sure.
Cool.
That's why you'll see us like on a map, literally just bouncing around from like one side of the country to the other. I'm pretty sure that's not very efficient at all, but you know, we do it for you guys.
Still, what a great life to be living.
Seriously.
Yeah.
The road life is fun, man. We got crazy stories, like wild stories. Just I mean, they're all experiences. We've got Dallas life and Cali life and Philly life. Philly's wild. Philly's definitely, it's fun and it's wild all at the same time. Slightly I don't know how to explain it. We're gonna leave that for a whole nother episode.
Yo, DGK, they came from Philly, man. Dirty Ghetto Kids, my all-time favorite
Ooh.
skating brand right there. DGK is real Philly stuff right there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm stoked for you guys. So like, what is the, like, you guys have like future goals, dreams for like the brand? Like, what's the dream here for like the next year or two?
So just to keep getting bigger, man. I mean, right now, you know, we're a cannabis brand in Michigan, but wherever it is legal and where whoever wants to have us, you know, on metric, you know, and do it, you know, the right way, we'd be honored. You know, it'd be our pleasure to, you know, do something somewhere else, you know, you can get in another state or country, you know, Fatty's world, you know, just keep growing, man. Not only innovating through like the cannabis side of things, but also the fingerboarding side of things, you know, like, you know, we've collaborated with Cosmic Inertia, you know, Cryptic, we're working with Anxiety Offline FB right now. You know, many more collaborations to come, you know, on both sides of things, like I said. So just to keep growing and then also having fun, you know, at the same time doing stuff. Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy to already see, like you said, the hype behind the brand where like our decks sell out like that. Like these fingerboards, bro, y'all better get them while y'all can. Anytime y'all see that fatties drop, bro, look, get it when you can, man. Because look, I'm sitting here like, dang, bro, I wish I would have caught some. Because I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I'm on the team. I get, you know what I'm saying, like a little behind the scenes access stuff. But like, bro, still just to like have homies hitting me up like, damn, man, I missed that drop, bro. When y'all getting more, it's like, dude, they're limited, man. Like, we'll make a decent amount, but they're still limited during, like, y'all gonna be salty if y'all do miss that drop, man. Cause like, bro, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, dude, it's that like little limited item. So people like collecting them and stuff. Now you got like the rare fatties boards and stuff out there. Like, just wait until we keep going, man. Like, we're gonna have some way better stuff out there too.
It's like a flat face two-tone drop. They go super fast.
They went like, they were incredibly fast. I am the worst at getting drops. Like, I'll be like, oh, I kind of want to get on that. And then like, if I literally don't set an alarm or something, like I'll forget. And then like I go back and they're immediately sold out. And we're talking like 4 hours later. I'm like, oh yeah, that drop happened at like 7. And it's like 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And it's like gone, all of them gone. And I'm like, what?
That's probably gonna happen to me tonight with the fingerboard connoisseur drop because he
I
just
saw
did,
that.
He just dropped his Tonic Wood collab decks tonight at 8 o'clock.
You be on it, Duncan. You
Yeah.
be on it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. If it's FBC, shout out to Casey, fingerboard connoisseur. If it's FBC, then I'm on that shit because he is my homie, and like I try to support him, and he's always got like the flyest fingerboard gear for real.
No, for sure. Casey's good people. I've known Casey for probably 2 or 3 years now, and nothing but love from that guy. He is just he's a good dude. He's got so much passion and so much like he just wants to be a part of things, and that's what I like about him. He's just like, whatever goes with the flow. He's just overall just good dude.
Yes, yes, he is the man. Shout out to him. He is awesome.
Is there anything else that I'm forgetting you guys want to input?
Oh, I want to say one more thing. We did mention our boy Hunter, who wasn't here tonight, and then briefly earlier, I mentioned my dog Ian. But one more time, my dog Ian, he holding it down for Fatty's Crew on the West Coast. Ian, we see you out there, bro.
Yes, yes, holding it down in San Diego.
It's all love, man. Hey, that's always shout out. Make sure the whole crew got love, man.
Yeah, we miss you, bro.
Definitely. All right, we'll start with Allan as far as giving out the shout outs, making sure that we didn't miss anybody, make sure we have the brand, give me all the Instagram handles, put everybody on blast.
So, I just want to say, personally, thank you again for all of your support and having us on the podcast. This is honor or, privilege. This is great, man. But I would like to give a shout out to all the homies. You know who you are. My family, you know who you are. The rest of the Full Circle Media crew, rest of FCM, rest of the Fatties crew, behind the scenes and the fingerboarding side of things. All love for everyone. You're here in spirit. Shout out Detroit City Skateboards, where I met Kevin, one of my best friends. Without that shop, and I wouldn't know this man, or Duncan, or be on this podcast, because being with Kevin, he got me back into fingerboarding, and to understand it and look at it from a different approach. I still have the fingerboard he got me, the Thrash Skate Mafia tech deck, the little plastic graphic completely worn down, one of my most special tech decks. Shout out Demon Realm 87, all the boys over there, you know who you are. That's the skate crew I roll with, sponsored by, I do the graphics for them as well. Kevin's sponsored by them too. And then just Detroit skate community, all of, and just all the skateboarders, all the fingerboarders out there, keep doing what you're doing, keep creating, just keep on pushing, that's all I have to say. That's my sign off. All of,
Good sign off.
All right, so you can find Allan on Instagram. Tell him your handle.
So it's just my name. My name is Allan, ALAN _ my last name Dryer, DREYER. So Allan_Dryer on Instagram. That's my personal, but you catch all of us, the rest of the crew at fatties.world on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. That's even our website. So you don't even have to type in a .com. You literally could just type in fatties.world, up for the website, and it'll take you to our website where you can get our merch, future drops, everything. There's actually, one more thing I have to say about Fatties. So the next drop, we're doing 420 drop with Cryptic fingerboards down in Ohio. Shout out. But we're doing a mystery blind bag, so we're gonna do about 30 decks, mystery blind bag for 420. So not gonna say anything about the graphic, but stay tuned about that. And then for Fatties Fest, hopefully we see some of you guys there at Fatties Fest too. We're gonna be doing a board for that event as well with Cosmic Inertia, so stay tuned for that as well.
Ooh, a collaboration deck for this weekend?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that's all I have to say for my sign off. But again, Levine, thank you for having us, and thank you for your contributions to the fingerboard community and the culture as well, because without you, there wouldn't be as big of spotlight on the community, especially in America, because they're already Black River and them are doing it in Europe, but no one's doing it like you, man, over here. And just thank you.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot. There isn't there isn't a lot of lights shining in America as far as fingerboarding and stuff like that goes. Like I'm kind of honored to, have the ability to kind of like, at least pick up the light a little bit. So I try to do what I can. I feel like it's not enough, but I try to do what I can for sure.
Yeah.
And you're doing amazing,
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
Honestly, like just the name alone, bro. Once you like came up with the USAFBL, that's too official, bro. Look at the logo, everything. It was like, man, that was waiting for you to just like, bro. I don't know. It was destined, man.
Right, like this gives me, and I hope everybody else, like American Black River Rams vibes.
Seriously, bro. Like this was a missing void. You just came and filled it, bro. Like the USAFBL thing. Like, nah, bro,
Yeah.
we need to be true, man.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. I'm all about, like I said, it's all about like just replicating that energy. And so like the River logo, they're a little more edgier than us for sure. I feel like we're definitely a little more clean cut, but I mean, like we're still trying to match that energy for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, Duncan, what's your handle? You got a shout out to?
Yeah. Well, give a little sign off myself. Shout out to all previously mentioned before, like Mike Schneider, Fingerboard Connoisseur, Hunter and Ian, Fatty's crew. Just thank you, Levi, for having us on the podcast. Thank you for having me on my first podcast ever. It was super exciting. I was like telling all my friends about it for sure. And yeah, my Instagram handle is donutfinger.fb on Instagram. I'm not on any other platforms yet, but I'm thinking about making a TikTok because it seems like that's where all the craze is right now. So.
I know, get it in before it gets banned. All right, Kev.
All right, y'all. You can find me over at Instagram at Detroit City Vinci. Same thing on TikTok. Just started that about the start of the year. I'm like a little less consistent on TikTok, but I'm gonna do better, y'all. I promise you that.
He's too busy skateboarding.
For real, no, I'm gonna get it together, y'all. I'm gonna stay on top of TikTok, but nah. So I do want to give a shout out once again to Detroit City Skateboards, man. So it's been my mission since I started working there, going back to 2019, to just simply get fingerboards in the shop. We needed another place that is just in the area where you can go and actually physically walk in and leave out with a professional grade fingerboard, bro. Like, dude, it wasn't until 2019 that I saw Exodus Ride Shop, another local skate shop in our area. That's where Chicken Fingers and, the other events we were talking about in the past were hosted. So yeah, shout out Exodus, shout out those guys over in White. Like, anyways, I found them and they were like carrying professional fingerboards in-house, dude, as opposed to like having to wait the 2 weeks to a month ordering from overseas for your, bearing wheels or whatever, or even ordering from Cali and just like different things, dude. I was like, dude, where's the skate shop where I can actually walk in? Found Exodus, and then I started working at DCS. I'm like, bro, we need to actually start carrying them here too, man. Like, bro, it took until this year, bro. We finally started carrying fingerboards, man. We got them in-house, bro. We got teeth tuning, bro, for the middle of the marker. You know what I'm saying? It's like not the most expensive fingerboard out there, but it ain't the cheapest. It's really good middle marker. We also just started carrying dynamics, so they're gonna be in real soon. If you do want the top of the level, top of the line, hopefully very soon to the future, we can carry fatties in the skate shop and just continue to push it for the community because, just if anybody can easilier get into the culture without having to wait the 2 weeks or pay the shipping fee or just any little inconvenience that'll make them not want to do it, like, bro, yeah, I'm just glad that DCS finally got the fingerboards, bro. That was my main mission, get them for the community, bro. So yes, dude. Yeah.
No, definitely. Exodus Ride Shop, if you guys are near that area, I mean, their inventory for fingerboarding, obstacles, trucks, wheels is absolutely insane. I don't think I've actually been to another skate shop, period, that has the inventory that like they have. I mean, you go in there, they got Black River rails, Black River Box 5s, trucks for days, dynamic trucks for days, like just wheels, abstract. I mean, it's just absolutely like if you have a credit card, like you got to leave that in the car. Like you can't roll in there with a credit card, like it's done. It's game over. Like that place is that crazy.
Yeah, bro. Straight mind blown, man. Like that. There was just actually a place you could go walk in and buy fingerboards and walk out, man. Like that just makes it so much easier and accessible to everybody. And they hosted their contest. So, I took after that, man. And soon after we started carrying our fingerboard products at Detroit City Skateboards, I'm the manager over there. Like Allan was saying, we met over there, still been working over there. So yeah, soon after we carried the fingerboards, I was like, yo, we need to do an event. So that's why we did the event a couple weeks ago. And yeah, we got many more planned, you know, like hopefully we could do it a couple times a year, if not quarterly. I don't know exactly how all that'll pan out in the future, but we're gonna make something work, y'all. We here. We ain't going nowhere.
Definitely, definitely. All right. Well, Allan, Kevin, Duncan, it has been an absolute pleasure having you guys come on the show. I appreciate you guys. My name, once again, Levine Cunningham with the United States Fingerboarding League Fingerboard Podcast. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later.
Thanks
Well,
again,
guys.
followers
Bye,
and
guys.
everybody. Appreciate you.